G'day and welcome to episode 23 of the Captain's Run. Huge week this week in racing. Caulfield, we've got 3 Group 1s. We got up in Rosehill, we've got a couple of Group 2s, the Silver Slipper with Woden drawing the widest gate. We'll start off with the week, boys. How's it been?
Good, mate. Been busy with work, and other than that, just been trying to keep the kid happy and quiet, which is proving harder and harder to do as he learns how to crawl around. And Dicko, what point will this all start to slow down?
Starting to think perhaps that might be a bit of bullshit. The form I've got to go off that I saw at Flemington on Saturday is one of the best behaved kids I've ever seen, and a missus who's just all over it and beautiful but tough. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't shirk the task. You can see it. You know, when you see, like, you'd see people like she's a doer. I think we're hearing carry on, and we've been hearing carry on, and I would love to get Michelle's side of this story. But from what I saw, the kid's an outstanding human and has great attitude and really nice behaviour. My week, outstanding. Yesterday, one of the greatest days of my life. Just to roll into God's carpet and commit such a heinous crime on, firstly, the Sheik, James Cummings, and everyone who tries to buy horse off English Digital. Suck it. It was glorious. Paid 20k. Little blowout first up. Everyone stay calm. We're going to be okay. J-Mott on. D-Lane off, J-Mott on. Starting to think that might be a positive, especially after we just saw a $1.30 shot get rolled there at Pakenham at the Bermuda Triangle of Form. That just peeled out, handlebars down. We said treat the 200 metre line like the post, Jamie, and he did it. And we rolled. We went around the $1.90 shot, kicked his head in. 55k maiden, suck it, absolutely glorious. Saw Katsu and White Bear the same day. Katsu 620 kilograms.
Wow.
He's like the Tony Lockett of the thoroughbreds. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Jesus Christ.
You know, Tony Plugger was the fastest man in the AFL over 40 metres, allegedly. But 200, no chance. So he's going to be a 1,000-metre horse. He's like a beast. Girthy animal.
Nice.
Can't do much else.
Did White Bear take a liking to you or not?
White Bear tried to double barrel me and kill me. Just missed me. Darcy's a lot less scared of horses than his dad. He just kept rolling around like oblivious to the potential carnage that was there. And rolled the sleeves up today, got on the tools. So that's one of us out of the 3 that's done a bit of hard work, outside this week. So full credit to us. I'll do that for the team. Tom, how's your week been?
Good, mate. Pretty lightweight for me this week. Bit of a rest going, not playing tomorrow, which is handy. Not handy, but just a little freshen up coming into the main season. So I have a little rest and be firing in the next week or two. But pretty quiet week my end. Looking forward to watch the boys against some actual opposition tomorrow. You always think you're going all right in pre-season until you sort of are up against the actual opposition. So looking forward to watching the boys go to work.
What Tom was trying to say there, I believe, is that like I have got the runs on the board. I don't need to play pre-season.
Yeah, 100%.
My name's Tom Papley. I've delivered consistently year after year after year, and you do not, and you never have won comps in February. So leave me alone and let me look after the rig.
What's the go tomorrow? Is it Dim Sims sitting in the box just having a watch, or will you be on the blower, or are you going to get involved at all? What's your go-to when you don't have to play?
I've got this cardio program which is crook, so I'll be in there working hard in the morning, and then I'll get out and watch the boys. But maybe take an egg and bacon over and sit and watch the boys with a couple of other boys that are taking it easy. But looking forward to it, be good. And then obviously the main event Saturday, the races on the couch.
It's glorious. It's an absolutely big day's racing, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just looking at this the Caulfield card. Group 2, Group 3, Group 2, Group 3, 3 Group 1s and are listed. Like, that's proper. We're back in autumn. This little sort of Melbourne's heating up, and then it slowly sprinkles into Sydney, and I'm really looking forward to it. It gets you excited doing form.
Would you say Melbourne's like sort of go time, let's bet, and Sydney's got a little bit more of that, what we've spoken about a few times? It's not just, but it's certainly more of a learning day than a let's line them up and just keep firing day.
Definitely. I think like Wotan, there's a lot of question marks around that. He's like, does Waller want to actually gut bust the run, come miles from the back, broadsiding? There's a lot of stayers in the Parramatta Cup coming back that it's over 1900, but they probably want 24 or further, looking towards the Sydney Cup or things like that. So a lot of watching Steve, look for those flashing light runs, and things like that, and of course Scuzz's mail from the art.
While we're talking watch and see, though, surely we've got to talk about the watch and see that was in the Cruss punts and the little group chat we've got going on WhatsApp with punts back in one horse, Cruss back in the other, and would you know it, Cruss has rickrolled punts on the line, because as soon as Punt said, yeah, I'm taking the 11, I was like, right, I'll just have a little lay bet on the 11 here. It can't win. Fucking beautiful. And the Cruss has just gone bang over the top at $8 using your prices, Dicko. It was glorious stuff at 7 p.m. Or I reckon it was later than that. It might have been 7:30.
It was 7:30. It was like just the perfect finish to a great day, like a beautiful little dessert. And if it didn't taste good enough, Paps coming in over the top and not deliberately, but basically asserting like, "How did you back that, you moron?" Well, it's just like this, like a little piccolo to finish dinner with. Like, hey, thanks, man. Like you haven't actually read the prices and made a good decision, have you?
Yeah, no, like, and his reply was just classic. Like, this is exactly how he goes. He looks at prices and he'll go on racing.com. Oh yeah, Matty Hill, he picked it on top. We'll go, that one it matches up with Dicko's price, and away he went. Good full credit.
Oh, what about on TikTok today? The Crust didn't even know who Outcast was. Pratty, is that
Nah,
make you feel old?
Yeah, maybe. That was
Do
more
you know
like...
who they are, Paps?
Nah, I'm shocking with music though.
Hey,
So,
Yeah, hey, sorry, Miss
Bombs over
Jackson.
Baghdad.
Yeah.
sorry, Mitch. I didn't understand that question either, but anyway.
No one did that except for old
Buller.
Taylor Adams.
Tay Adams there.
Sort of tell
He's
us you're
old.
a veteran without saying you're a veteran. We'll tell
Yeah.
He's old. He's the same age as me.
Exactly. Anyway, it was a good week, boys, by the sounds of it. It's about to get even better when we back a few winners at Caulfield and Rosehill. Where do you want to start, Dicko? Do you want to start with the 3 Group 1s and then see if you've got maybe 1 or 2 bets around them?
You just take me wherever you want to go at Flemington, at Caulfield on Saturday. Before we do, so we don't forget, Pratty, Rashiri will run Kilmore tomorrow and Lazy Susan will run tomorrow night. I think they're both great chances to win. So I said that. You do what you want with it.
And what about Leggio on Saturday? Are you going to get there later?
We'll get to that now. We'll talk about that horse.
Like it.
We'll start with the Group 1 Futurity Stakes. Lamaro's Hotel Futurity Stakes. Great pub, that one. Great pub. Mr. Brightside, top of the market, draws 11. I Wish I Win, $4.60. Tom Kitten, $10. Pericles, $11. Private Life, 11s. Where are you thinking, mate? What are you thinking?
I think there's a chance we see Mr. Brightside lead this race. There's no speed at all. Like genuine standout leader. I think Pericles will be thereabouts. If you own Private Life, I think you roll forward, second up. It was good last start, inferior ground, the Caulfield Guineas winner. Then you got horses that are basically first up. I don't think we're going to see I Wish I Win run, which makes this race really tough to bet into. So if you take $2 tomorrow, Friday, about Mr. Brightside, the champ, the king, and they scratch I Wish I Win, who's currently a $4.20 chance. What price are you looking at, Pratty?
$1.50.
Oh, yeah, maybe a little bit higher. Maybe $1.60 at absolute best, I reckon.
Yeah, so I'm going to sort of talk about it in that sense. It's
actually,
the weather's good here. I can't see this track by this race not being on at least a good 3, if not firmer. I think the thing that's under the most pressure on Saturday is this track. It's the most vulnerable, inconsistent, variable track in Victoria by a mile, and it's a huge day's racing. It shit the bed through spring. Obviously, our man Kanga's really got his he's got his grip on it now. He's moved the mounting yard. He's doing videos. Do you reckon who would win in a race, Pratty, you, me, or Kanga? Because he was blowing. Big chunky. I think he'd have me covered, to be honest, the way he moved. Glorious. What a human, what an operator. But the track's under pressure. Can he fix it?
Before you go on, Dicko, +4 rail, what's doing at Caulfield?
It's real tricky. There's low data and there's a huge northerly wind predicted. So that's going to whack him like directly hit them from the 1200 metre chute, like hit them in the face, and then it's going to come across them and hit the horse's sort of grandstand side as they straighten up. Then it depends how much the grandstand sort of protects them. So when you get a northerly, it can sort of slow leaders down and make it hard to win. 4 metre rail, there's low data, which tells me they know this track's fucked because it's not a common position for them to go to, and it's a huge day and they're going to it. It's the hardest track to I don't know how to say this without being offensive, but you guys know how confident I am normally how this track might race, wherever we're going. I wouldn't really know, to be honest. I think this track sucks. It will come good, but at the moment it's really tough. I think what we want to do on Saturday is find horses that settle sort of midfield.
Okay.
And keep it that simple.
Yep.
Which makes this race, what we're talking about, really tricky because the Hayes boys are sharp. This horse is the best horse we have. So if they aren't winning from leading, this gets really interesting. Do they still go forward and lead? Do they ride it cold? I don't know. This race is really, really messy, especially when I Wish I Win comes out. Place to Carousel trial, Grouse, really, really nice. That's a horse though that wants 2,000 plus. Pinstripes, hard to catch. I think the Tom Kittens, the Pericles, and the Private Lives are the horses that you can sort of force a bet around if you needed to. But Mr. Brightside deserves to be favourite. He was enormous first up. He did work. He carried the winner in another will. And that's the best form in Australia. So you can't knock him. I couldn't suggest a bet into the race, particularly with I Wish I Win potentially coming out.
Yeah, I think Place to Carousel's half a chance that it might come out too if the track's too firm. I did hear Sam Friedman saying that on the radio today.
Well, that's why, and that just graze you up even more. If you guys remember, we had a good bet at that horse. First or second up, we smashed SP and it went like shit.
Yeah.
It was at Caulfield. It was a wet track.
Yeah. Anyhow, just a bit of a, just leave that one to the keeper, especially if I Wish I Win goes.
Question then, Dicko, actually. Sorry to cut you off, Paps. If I Wish I Win stays in, Dicko, does that give you an opportunity to back Brightside potentially if it's $2 or over?
I'd say yes if the wind wasn't on the forecast.
Yeah, okay.
The wind's really concerning.
Yeah. Fair. Sorry, Paps.
You're right, mate. Now the Blue Diamond.
This is
Great race, this. I suppose, well, depends what way. The history of the race is great. Is it the depth that we're used to, Dicko? The narrative around it is that it's not the highest quality Blue Diamond. Field of Play, $5. Tempted, $6. Cherish Me, $7.50. My Gladiola, $8. It's a very even field. Where are you looking, mate? I actually didn't mind the Devil Knights run last start. Rails in run, inferior on your notes, and map's okay. I was sort of having a quick look at the stuff before. What were your thoughts there?
Well, just on the notes, outstanding work by you. Some of these horses come from Sydney. Your notes have been very, very helpful. God bless you. This horse, a little bit like you tweeted the other day, Tom. This horse had the 2 trials up in the Sydney Hawk stable, came down here and went grouse. Has Wayne been looking after it since? Most likely. That's a setback for the horse. I agree, it was very good first up on debut. Started $41 there. Drawn to get a real suck run on the speed. I don't think it's leading. I don't think it's midfield. I think it's just there on pace. And in regard to the strength of this field, you don't know for like a year or two how good they are. This is just the best and the toughest 2-year-olds we have right now. The people who talk about this ranks to there, that ranks to that they're predominantly non-betters with limited IQs, racing IQs, who love making content. I remember when Stormboy was the greatest 2-year-old we ever seen.
Yeah.
Didn't win another race. So this is what we've got. It's a great betting race, and I really think the key to this race is how has this track raced for the previous 7 races. The playwright for our man Regan, well, I haven't seen him for a long time. He just sort of left the NFL group in a bit of a shambles, but we saw him early. He's on playwright. This horse, I think, is a big price and will kick and will give a shot. Fielder plays 2 from 2, unbeaten. It's the map horse. There's a little chink on it today, Pratty, that it lost a shoe and got reshot and has to pass a vet test tomorrow.
Really?
But they do these vet tests for these Group 1s a little bit more forensically than they would normally. Palm Angel, Devil Knight. Agree with you, Tom, but the chink with these horses is they're going to be fence and they're going to be 3 wide. There'll be at least 3 wide lines here in this race. They're going to need a lot of luck to get through at the right time to be in the finish. I think the map horses are Cherish Me and Icarian Dream from 6 and from 7 with enough speed to use them. The fascinating horses are Miss Celine, who loses Shin, cops Jai. That's a setback. This map's tricky. But the other one's Tycoon Star. Blinkers on. It was as good as anything in the lead-up race. It was a really, really nice run. This was a horse I wanted to back. I was hoping to get sort of 7 to 4 barriers or 10 to 7, that sort of zone. We've got 15. We've got Blinkers on, and we've got King Kong, the alpha male, Mark Zara. If the fence is off, which has happened recently at Caulfield, I know I'm going to back this horse. If it's mad on pace, I won't touch it. And you got 7 races to make your decision. If the fence is off and you start to think about backing Tycoon Star, you got to have something on Autumn Mystery. It was as good as it, and it was very, very good in the same race. It's going to have to go back to last year and try and swoop, and if it's good enough, it is. But I think the betting plays Tycoon Star. I think the safest play is the play right each way at sort of $13, $14. And if Cherish Me or Tempted got out to sort of $10, $11, $12, which this market will move around, one or both of them probably will, you could back them comfortably as well. But you guys, you can't see it right now, but I'm not a mile away from anything. There, like on our pricing model, Paps, there's no red horse in this race.
With
nice.
Cherish Me, if it wasn't coming out of Mars stable, would you be as keen?
I'd be keener if it was coming from anyone else's stable. They've had one winner from their last 50 runners.
But you've said previously that you actually don't mind Ma off a longer break. It's one of the stables that you can trust.
Yeah.
They will have their horses ready. If it was another stable, would you be concerned? Because it's been for 49 days or something, hasn't it?
Yeah, 49 days, but it's had a beautiful little trial.
Okay.
Little asked for a tiny effort, but did it really nicely. And it was better, I thought, and so did Lindsay in the trial than Icarian Dream, the other horse of theirs, who's off that sort of same setup. So I think Cherish Me is real scopy. $7 is tight.
Yeah.
You know? But it's like Stockdale to Carr, meeting best, everything. It couldn't have done more than it's done. It was drawn pretty well.
Yeah, I do agree that I remember reviewing that meeting. I reckon it was one of the only horses to make up real ground in races that were run pretty even. So,
but I'm talking a lot because this track is so tactical and this race is so busy. If we come to race 5 and you remember like Caulfield Guineas Day where it was like you had to be on the fence?
Yeah.
Then everything I've just said is kind of irrelevant. Just have something on the play right and pray to God it holds on. You know?
Nice, mate. Any other questions, Pratty, or that's about it?
Go for it.
Go the Oakleigh Plate. The handicap. What do we got at the top of the market here? Estrella, $4.60. She's bulletproof, $5. Ray Magnerio, geez, that horse has given me grief over the last 5 months. $9. Jimmy Star, $9.50. First up. Arabian Summer, $10. And yeah, pretty open the rest.
I think this is historically, year to year, one of the greatest races we have. And it's the beautiful thing of a handicap. That's why She's Bulletproof is not near as good as Estrella, not yet, or I Am Me. But the weight swing makes it really, really competitive. She carries 52, whereas I Am Me carries 57. This race is like really, really hard. I hate what my model with my work on top of it has spat out, and I don't even want to say it out loud.
Go on.
I don't know if I can. I'm not backing She's Bulletproof, but I think it's about the right price. I can't dream of backing Ashford Street in this level of race, particularly after what it did to us this track and trip, maybe with Jimmy Star jamming us. Remember that day?
Yep.
Arabian Summer, the map's awful, but it's flying, and that the time, if it's to be believed from last start, is really, really good. Sharippa, remember Sharippa? We backed it that day at Caulfield, and she couldn't sit on it, and then it came out and won it.
Oh,
It's jumped out enormous, and it's going to get a little suck run Mickey D rides. It's going to be like third pair back the fence. If the seas part, the seas part. I think the safest play for if you're watching at home and you're going, I can't help myself, I need a bet. You're number 27 for the Swans. Have something on Estrella and just hope that it holds on. I think it's been primed to win this race. I think that Kieran's strike rate is as horrific as it's ever been in my life watching him train. And what happens in my time is what goes up will come down, and then when it goes down, eventually it comes up. He will get red hot, and Saturday might be the day. And I think Estrella is drawn 9. You got no worries with your run here. It's a proper horse. I think you'll get a better price come race day, so I wouldn't bet now. But it is absolutely like a proper race. This is the best. Well, it's probably the best race all year, every year.
Yeah, it's a great. I love those sort of handicaps. It gives those not as quality horses a chance, or just to have a nice little crack at a Group 1.
I also think because it's 11, not 12, it just adds that extra like crack of like psychopathic behaviour from everyone. It's just like it's more ballistic and it's crazy. If it was 1200, they'd just settle into a little bit more. This will be like so hard and fast ridden.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
It's good. Be a great watch. Well, they're the 3 Group 1s, mate. Anything around the grounds? You mentioned Legio 10 or anything else you got?
Legio runs race 2, Caulfield, Saturday. And I think off the freshen, he's going to run really well. He's drawn tricky. He kind of falls into the same boat where like for this horse, we're praying the insides off like it has been. I think there's 3 legitimate plays in race 2. You can back them all and get a good result. It's the 2 Beast Mode for a moderate return. Legio 10, a moderate return. And Winner's Edge number 9, a big return, your bigger bet in the race. Lovely little tick over. Was very, very good behind that horse we backed, the Blake Shin Road Sandown. Mighty. That form's good. It's winning form. It's standing up. This isn't the strongest race. This is just a benchmark race. You can sort of get a little bit tricked sometimes, I think, with the race being on a Saturday. This is an 80k race only. It's an 1100 metre 80k race, and you don't need to be a superstar to win it. I think Winner's Edge is the horse that's primed to explode. But if it is mad on pace, we get a little bit of insurance and cover with Beast Mode. That horse was half slow, and it just really costed on a mad on pace bias Moonee Valley track. And I really like that sort of 3-wide cover horse, and that's our horse, just coincidentally.
Lovely, mate. Lovely. Let's get another Mailbag bloodstock. Get a double during the week would be very handy.
Please, God.
Anything else, or you want to head to Rosehill?
My best on Saturday, race 4, number 2, Tropicus. Lovely tick over. Blinkers, first time. Mark Zara on. Drawn soft. It's D-Day for this horse. We've all had a little bit of, Tropicus posters in our bedrooms. They're all going to get burnt Saturday afternoon if he doesn't deliver here. This is absolute birthday stuff. Everything's set up for him to explode. He gets the alpha on. He gets the blinkers on. He's had the tick over. It's a small field. This should be winning. Race 4, number 2, Tropicus.
Where's he getting run? I know it can be slow away a little bit.
Yeah, blinkers on there. I think he'll be third pair, 1 off.
Yeah.
Won't matter though. It's a small field. It's a 9-horse field tonight. They've still got plenty of time for a scratching. The blinkers on should really help the horse settle out a little bit closer and just be in the win zone.
Yep.
And if you do like your trainers commenting, S. Freeman didn't hesitate when he was asked what his best was this weekend, and he said it was Tropicus. So sounds like.
Well, if he didn't, I reckon Zara might text him and say, "What do you fucking mean? It's not your best. Why am I running it?"
Love it. Should we go to Rosehill? Paps, rail 5 entire. What's the weather, and will it be a good 4 on Saturday?
Yeah, a bit of rain around this morning.
Shock.
Yeah,
horror.
but it doesn't look like there's much coming. They're expecting good 4. I listened to the track report. He said he hadn't put any irrigation or anything on, so you'd assume that little bit of rain this morning will keep it a good 4. Rail 5. History, there's not much data there, but history suggests that it's up and in. So we'll be looking for those up and in. But I think you just want to just play it by ear, and see what happens throughout the day as well. A bit like Caulfield.
Fair enough. You wanted to start in race 3, mate, which is a benchmark 78 over 1300. Lady Boss top of the market 380. Step Aside 390. French Ruler 440. Winston Hills 480. Then double figures the rest.
That bloody Step Aside, Paps.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, well. Is it Step
It's a bit
Aside
of
or are we
an
looking elsewhere?
enigma. No, we're going to look elsewhere. On Step Aside, I'm predicting 3 back to fence gets held up, and our horse number 10, Lady Boss, maps well, has that bunker hut form, which comes second last weekend, which was pretty flat with that. That horse that won last week had a huge peak, which is sick. But anyway, we haven't got over that, obviously. But Sheila sticks here. I think the other 2 changes are Step Aside and Winston Hills. That Winston Hills maps gets our back, but I think Lady Boss will be too strong. And yeah, it looks a nice sort of race for it. It's a pretty consistent horse this prep, and yeah, I think they'll get the job done there in race 3.
Step Aside's going to jam us one day. Let's just hope it's not Saturday.
Yeah, yeah.
We were a Step Aside fan, now we're not.
Yeah.
Yep, let's pray to God it doesn't jam us on Saturday. Then we go to race 5, mate, the Millie Fox, and which was the question that was asked on Twitter what your thoughts were here. You've got Macarena drawn 8 at $1.95 now, Electrica $5.50, Scarlet Oat $6.50, Firestorm $7.50, and then longer the rest. Are you with or against the favourite?
I have it on top. $3.60 would have ate it up. It's now $2.
Yeah.
Maps well. Outside leader has great. It was 1.3 lengths off the Golden Eagle, which is good form. It's got form behind Magic Time, Belclair. Like I said, it was $3.60. I think Electrica was blessed last start in Queensland. Comes back down to Sydney, went like a rocket, but it's a very, very big peak from it. Does wide draw to inside draw, which helps it, but I'm not going to bet in the race, but I think Macarena wins the race. There's a horse down the bottom, Scarlet Oak, which is trialled a bomb. Gets out further, 1400 maps well here. I think if it runs very well here, or even I still think it could be a chance around that $6.50 mark. It's in for a huge prep. Got out to 2200 last prep and has trialled very nicely. So one to keep an eye on for the autumn.
Did Macarena go up 320, did it?
360, I reckon.
Oh, did you get any of it?
Oh, no. Oh, well, when I started doing the form, it was about 260, and I was thinking about it. It's like, oh, no. Then I opened it this morning. It was $1.90. I couldn't believe it.
Unreal. Let's get on to one of the big races, mate, which is race 6, the Silver Slipper. We've got Woderton, Barrier 10 at $2. Bell Mercy, $3. West of Swindon, $5.50, and then long with the rest. Is it Woderton or bust?
Woderton or bust? Jeez. North England big scratching comes out. Would have come across, put speed in the race. Woderton draws 10 of 10. Its figures are huge. It's if you want to take it. Obviously, depending on the track as well. If it's playing up and in, there's no way you could back it. But it's also like I don't really want to bet against it. So I'm just waiting to see how the track plays. Personally, even if the track is playing a little bit on, I'm probably not going to have a bet anyway. But yeah, it's a good race. It's going to be very interesting. Spoke to Kieran today. He was in good spirits. A great man. So
is this potentially? Well, we have to call him again after this one. Is this the horse on Saturday for him?
Yeah. Well, I think talking to him, I think he just wants to really give it a big fuck you to everyone else and just go ride a treble or something, which would be. I'd love to see it, but I think he uses a bit of fire. But he said he started giggling to himself when he drew 11-11 on Woden. But yeah, it's a good race. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Bell Mercy trial above, which will draw nicely and will lead. But 2 back really laid in hard in the trial, so that's a watch. And Western Swindon, obviously other 2 in the market that draws pole, which was really good against North England is the other chance. But yeah, I'm not betting the race. Probably no matter what track or if the track's playing to Woden, I'll just leave it.
The Parramatta Cup, mate, I think you might have found one here over 1900, the Group 3. Our Anchorage, $2.50 going for what's this, 4 in a row. Don Diego de Vega, $5.50. Fujita San, $8.50. and then longer the rest. Is Ashley Morgan going to salute here on our anchorage?
Let's hope so. It's gone through the grades very nicely, this horse. I think you can just keep going. It's found another good race, very nicely placed by Bourne.
53 kilos, perhaps.
Yeah, it was from a benchmark 78 to a Group 3. So big rising grade, but gets another very easy map. It's been very well placed. Comes back. There's a fair few, like I was saying before, like stays at a second up, stays at a first up, wanting further. There's a horse called Don Diego de Vega. Remember we backed that cat of a thing? Got a really strong SP, which I'm a little bit scared about. It's maybe something gone wrong there. So I've got to respect that.
It's so sick how basically every race we've spoken about, there's a tie-in that we can actively remember to a bet we've had.
Yeah, and I can, not only just remember, I remember back in that, no, I vividly remember that shitting in the bed.
Remember that day at Sandown on the hillside, rails out 6, remember
we might have backed Arquana at $8.50, but remember when we backed that $3 shot that lost? Yeah, what a fucking stew.
Political debate beat it. It was like travelling this horse and just offered nothing. I remember it.
Yeah. But yeah, I've got to respect that XP. But yeah, I think our anchorage, just go to the lead. Ashley Morgan goes all right. Should just, especially if the track's playing leaderish, enhances our bet. So I'm pretty keen on that. Got it around $2.
Looks like there's a little bit of value there in your prices compared to the market then. And then, the Hobartville over to race number 8, 1400 Group 2. Broadsiding $2.25, public attention $4, drawn 11, linebacker $6.50, Aliana $6.50, Mayfair $10, then longer the rest. What's your lean here?
This is a good race.
Good race, really good race. Public attention, I think Mayfair leads. Public attention comes across. It'd be stupid if they went back to land outside leader, which would actually be really perfect for linebacker, which sit in the 1-1, who was really keen over the 1,200 metres. Aliana has trialled very, very nicely. You would remember that horse, Dicko.
Yeah, bobbed up and won real nice at Flemington, didn't it?
Yeah, and then lost half a length to another Prophet in that Group 1 in 1,000 guineas.
Which might be the weakest form in Australia.
Really? Well, there you go. But who's trialled very nice.
Another Prophet was second up last week, Paps. Second up in the 1-1. Race 8 or 9 last week, Pratty, and it had absolute PR from, there was a severe wind, it was in the market, and it was pathetic.
Yeah, right.
So I would question that form.
Yeah. It's going to be back and buried here, and that's sort of be very, very surprised if it's going to get out and going off that. That form is not great. It did trial very nice, but I think the difference here with Wotan compared to broadsiding, I trust broadsiding a lot more. I think Wotan's come off a very slow pace. It's a 2-year-old. Broadsiding's got some great figures. It's a really good horse. It's got some good runs under its belt. If the track is playing down the outside and you can make ground, I'd be pretty keen to step into broadsiding. But just depending on track, have to wait for the track. But yeah, I like this horse. Zach Lloyd's on. J-Mac obviously rides it, but he's over in, where is he riding this weekend? On the dirt. But yeah, I like broadsiding if the track's playing to our hand. So just keep that in mind.
Love it, mate. And that wraps up Rosehill. Was there anything else from either of you two before we potentially pull the pin on episode 23 of the Captain's Run?
Rightio, that's Rosehill and Caulfield. Huge day of racing, massive day. Can't wait to be on the couch. A couple of dimmies, can of Coke Zero that is, and backing a few winners. Other than that, anything else, boys?
I'll be getting to the Kirk's Sugar Freeze, and we genuinely just hope you all enjoy the weekend's racing. We hope all the horses and the riders come home safe. And as importantly, absolutely, we hope that each and every Swans bloke that plays on Saturday goes well, but comes home untouched, uninjured and safe. And we can build towards a big season. That'll be us for the Captain's Run. We don't know what we're doing next week. Potentially, we're going to do a show Monday. It'll be Monday if we do one.
Yep.
At this stage, Tom's calendar is clear. but
I check it Monday.
Like, what price would you take, Pratty? I said evens. You take evens. I start like $1.50. You're starting to think about it.
Yeah.
We'll put in a multi. $1.50. I'll put in a multi, but I wouldn't back it straight out.
Cool.
To be fair, like the stuff we've had on the moment is just ridiculous. They've jammed it all in this little few weeks, so like during the season, I'll be sweet.
Have a great weekend, guys. Go well, punt well, gamble responsibly. 1-800-858-858 or visit the website.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.